Everyone always wants to talk about digital marketing these days. Social media, AI, Instagram Reels, Google Ads, promo videos, you name it. But here's the thing, print marketing still works. What's up? I'm Sal, and I didn't randomly choose to start helping blue-collar business owners with their websites and marketing. It's where I come from. But I'm not going to give you some long intro about me. If you want my story, click the link below, or you can go to tradetoughmarketing.com. So, we are going to walk you through how to use print marketing for your blue-collar business. You can do this yourself, or I can help you out, but either way, you're going to know how it works. So we are really going to be combining old school marketing, which is print marketing, with new school marketing, which is digital marketing. And they both can work together very well. The way you do that is with a QR code. So you're going to have your print marketing, which is business card, postcard, door hanger, yard sign, whatever that is. You want to have a QR code on there that will send them to a specific link. So by now, I'm sure everybody knows what a QR code is. You get your phone out, you scan the code, and it sends you to a direct link, whatever that is. So based on your goals and the specific print marketing piece that we are using, you can use that QR code to send them anywhere, basically. You could send them to your website. You could send them to a specific landing page. You could do a book now page or a get a free estimate page, or you can send them to reviews to see your reviews, or it can be a QR code to actually prompt them to give you a review. But we'll go over all that. So let's get started. Business cards. This is the number one thing people get when they start a business. It's the most known piece of print marketing. Everybody knows what a business card is. But what do you actually put on it? So you want to keep it simple and you don't want to have too much info on there. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to set this up. So you got, let's just say 3 business cards, 3 options. So you could have your logo on top. You got your name, title, email, phone number. And in the bottom corner, you could put the QR code right here. If you do not want people emailing you, the easiest way to do this is don't put your email on your business card. That will eliminate all that. You can just put your office phone, and then you don't got to be bothered with email. They call, they got to talk to the office first, and then you can start talking to them through email to send them an estimate, quote, however you work it. Another way to set this up is you could just put your logo in the middle. You could have your name, phone number, email, and then again, you could have the QR code in the bottom right. That is for your logo if it works horizontally like that. Let's say you have a square type logo. You could actually just split this in half, have your logo over here. You could have your name, email, phone number, title, whatever you want to put there. And then you have your QR code in the bottom here. So if you notice, the QR code is in the bottom right on all these. I'm not saying that that is right or wrong, but if you think about it, most people are righty. So they're going to hold the business card in their left hand, take their phone out, scan it with their right hand. So that makes sense. If you put it on the left side, they have to hold it and then kind of cross over. So like I said, not saying that's right or wrong, something to think about and kind of test it out for yourself. This should not have that much info. As you see, it's clean, simple, and easy to read. If you want to get a little fancy and add services, a tagline, get some more stuff, you can put that on the back of the card if you get a double-sided card. So let's say you set it up this way. That's the way my business cards are set up. On the back, you could have something like this, or you could do like a 2-column layout with your logo, list out all your services, and a QR code to scan now. If you're going to do these on your own, you could definitely design them on your own, but when you're getting them done and printed, go for a thicker paper. It is so worth it, and people are going to notice it. You're going to hand them a card. It's not going to be some cheap, flimsy thing. It's going to be like, oh, wow, these are some nice cards. Where'd you get these done? And it kind of just starts a conversation. So that's the thing about print marketing. It's tangible. It's not just online. And it definitely has a different feel, and it can do different things that online marketing can't do. Okay, moving on. Postcards. This is one of the most underrated things for any business, but especially blue collar businesses. So postcards, you can set them up however you want. That's not really what I'm going to be talking about because you could design them a million different ways. What I'm going to be talking about is a program through the post office called Every Door Direct Mailers. So it's called EDDM. You can look it up. So what that is, it's a program through the post office where you can basically mail to any mail route that you choose without needing name, address, business name, a list, any type of info. So this is super valuable because you can mail without a list. So this can work for anybody, but if your job site is a showstopper, this is really going to work for you. So what I mean by that is if you got a bunch of trucks, trailers, machines, equipment you got to load on and off, you got material coming, you have to figure out where you're parking before you get to the job site. If you run this type of business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Paving, landscape design, hardscape, concrete work, tree work, anywhere where, like I said, it's a showstopper and the neighbors and the neighborhoods are knowing that you are in the area. This works great. So what you can do is, let's say you're doing a job on Main Street and then you're just doing another job on First Street and they're right around the corner from each other. I'm just making this up, by the way. You could hit that specific mail route and you could do that while you're working there or just after you finish. And how this is so valuable is people are gonna notice you're there. Like I said, if you run this type of business, your job site is a showstopper and you know the type of business I'm talking about. People notice when you're in the area. They're either walking by, they're driving by, they're walking their dog, whatever it is. Like, oh wow, like, look at all that work they're doing over there. And they're gonna see what that house or property, project, whatever it is, looked like before you guys got there, while you're working there, and after. So that's where some strategy comes in. You could choose to either mail these postcards while you're there or right after you're done. And that's just gonna be a whole nother layer to marketing that a lot of people are not doing. Because if we're gonna talk about branding, this is not a branding video, but if you're gonna talk about branding, you're gonna have your trucks look a certain way, you're gonna have your website look a certain way. If people got your business cards, they're looking a certain way. Now they're gonna come home, they're gonna get a postcard in the mail that they're gonna recognize, no doubt. They saw you working, they saw your trucks, they saw the job you do, and now they got a postcard in their mailbox. They're gonna be like, wow, like these people are legit. I saw all the work they do. Like, I gotta call these guys. Like, this is awesome. So on the postcard, you definitely wanna have a QR code. And that could go to your website, a book now, a free quote, free estimate. You wouldn't send them to reviews for this type of thing, but you definitely want to have a QR code and give them a way to get in touch with you. So it's just a whole nother layer to marketing that it's definitely worth it, and you don't need any info to do it. You just kind of choose the route, choose where you're working, and mail them. All right, next, we got yard signs. So this is basically free advertising wherever you're working. And I have no idea the ordinances in whatever specific town you're working in, so I'm not saying where to put them. I'm just giving general info on yard signs. So when you want to design this, you got to think about a couple things. Where is it going? What type of street are you on? Are people just driving by super fast? Are a lot of people walking? They walk on their dog, they're out, there's a sidewalk, people are not driving too fast. You got to put this into account, because if you're going to put a yard sign out, you want people to be able to get something out of it driving by and walking by. So a super simple way to set this up, you're just going to have your logo super big on the top. You're going to have a phone number right here. And then you're gonna put the QR code right here. So the logo, people are gonna be able to see that driving by, no doubt. They maybe could make out your phone number. they're not going to be able to scan the QR code, but that's for people that are walking by, or if somebody's driving by and they like actually need whatever you do, they might pull over and try to get your info or scan that QR code. So definitely want to take into account where you're putting these yard signs and the design of it to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. That somebody driving by can see what you do and somebody walking by can see what you do. Okay, moving on to door hangers. So door hangers are like a little funny. The way they are for like design purposes, they're like that almost. So they're an odd size to try to design. The easiest way to do this is you just split this in half. And now you got like a top section and a bottom section, which are a little more normal looking. So before you design it, you have to check with wherever you're getting these done, like where the cutout is, and like, is it actually a square or is there no top? Because a lot of these, they'll just have an opening on the side, on this side, diagonal, or directly on top. There's a lot of different variations of this. So before you waste time designing it, definitely see what type of door hanger you're getting first. And then again, you definitely just want to have the QR code down here, the QR code in the bottom corner. So door hangers, a few ways to do it. You can kind of do the same thing as the postcards. You could go around the neighborhood you're working in and just put them up either while you're doing a job or while you finish. You could also put these out in a neighborhood you'd like to get into. But for this example, we're going to stick with putting them in a neighborhood that you're currently working in. So for wording of this, let's say you want to put them in a job right after you finish. You could be like, hey, we just finished blank service for your neighbor. We'd love the opportunity to do the same for you. Something like that. If you want to track any of this stuff, the easiest way to do it is either have a QR code on your door hangers, go to a specific page that is only linked to the door hangers, or you could literally write on there, mention this door hanger for 15% off or for X amount off your project. That's like the simplest way to test if stuff is working or not. Everybody wants to throw this jargon out there that you gotta check the ROI, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. They make it super complicated. It's not. Ask people where they got your info from. You could test that. And if you got other people answering the phone in the office, literally just put on here, mention this door hanger for 15% off. They're gonna call, be like, hey, I got your door hanger. I would like 15% off. You know, can you come out and do whatever service or project you literally advertised for? Simplest way to track it, and you could see if it's working or not. You get a bunch of calls, nobody mentions a door hanger, maybe it's not working. Or you get a bunch of calls, and then they're all saying, hey, I got your door hanger. Well, that's working. Keep on doing it. It's that simple. Like, people want to complicate this stuff. It's really not. It's not rocket science. I'm all about simplifying this and making it as simple for you and your business and just not complicating things. So that's all it is. Moving on, flyers. So everybody knows what a flyer is. You got a bunch of different sizes. They can be used for literally like anything. It really just depends on what your specific goal is and where these flyers are going or where they're going to be given out. So just like a generic design tip for a flyer, let's just say you have a flyer like this. The easiest way to do it is just like section it off. Okay, now you have a couple sections. It's going to be a lot easier to design it. And then like on the bottom here would be like your contact info and then a QR code. So if you're just doing like a generic flyer, this could mimic basically your homepage of your website. If you need help with a website, I got another video on that. But on the top could be some type of headline, heading, grab their attention. You could have, you know, your services, examples of work. you could kind of divvy that up. Contact info, QR code. Doesn't have to be crazy, complicated. That's like a good layout for a flyer. Another design tip is use different size fonts and use colors properly. That's the easiest way to make your flyer look professional and not just like a Word document that anybody could make. So again, that's like super generic. I know it might not be that helpful. I'm sorry, but it could literally be for any event, and the best way to do it is just section it off and have different size fonts and colors to give it sections and give it that professional look. If you need help with that, just send me a message and I can definitely help you out. So moving on, thank you cards and reviews. So if you do any type of like thank you gift or cards after your project, this is definitely going to be helpful. I know that depends on the type of service you do, the investment of the project, all that type of stuff. So we're not going to get into like, giving thank you gifts right now. The main thing I wanted to talk about is having review cards in there. So even if you do not do gifts or anything, you get something out of this. So these are like, you could call them like review cards or whatever. So you literally could just get a business card printed out, split the thing in half, put your QR code on one side, and then you put on this side, we'd love to hear your feedback or please share your experience with X company, whatever that is. This QR code, it can go to your reviews, but there's a way to set it up that if they scan it, it actually opens up on your Google business listing and the leave a review section is already opened up. Like they don't have to do anything. Their Gmail's already logged in, the stars are already on top, and there's the section to start writing the review. So that's like really good. A lot of people do this like with a text message, email, phone call, like any type of digital follow-up. Give this a go. After you're done, just give them a card, see if they do the review, and if they don't, then you can follow up with, a call, email, text, like that. If you're trying to get more reviews and you're trying to stay consistent with it, there's an easy way to just add another layer to it, because you could just give these out every time you finish your job. And like I said, they don't give a review, then you can follow up, but you never know. Plenty of people might be doing it just from this card alone. So as you can see, that kind of is like a full, plan of print marketing. I know it was like a little generic, but it's hard to give you a specific example of how you can make it work for you and your business. You just got to take what we went over here and make it work for you, whatever your goals are. You're looking to get more reviews, maybe these review cards are worth it. You're looking to get into a specific neighborhood, maybe the postcards are worth it, or the door hangers. You're looking to kind of rebrand and have a new look. You just got a bunch of new trucks, new equipment, new trailers. Maybe it's new business cards. Like you got all black trucks, they look nice, get all black business cards. You got all, white trucks, you just got a whole new fleet of trucks, nice white trucks, red and black lettering, and none of your other marketing matches that. Might be time to get some new business cards that are white with the black and red lettering. Like, that's branding. That's really not what this video is about, and like brand strategy, but that is definitely something to think about. So if you have any questions on this, definitely reach out. You could do this yourself, or I can help you out. If you want my help, you can go to TradeToughMarketing.com or give me a call, 908-263-0408. Happy to help, and hope this was helpful. Have a good one.